This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
We're ready to go at RAC Arena for Game 2 of our Friday night doubleheader in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We've just seen a double overtime thriller between Illawarra and New Zealand. Now it's Perth's turn. They take on Brisbane. This time last Sunday, it was these two teams playing in a double overtime thriller.
Make no mistake, the Hungry Jacks NBL is insane to start the year. We're only in round 3. We see games like the last one we had, and look at the starting lineup here for the Perth Wildcats. Kevin White into the lineup for Kyle Zunic, the development player who'd started their first few games, and Todd Blanchfield, who returned last game. He's into the lineup. Luke Travers coming off the bench. So we'll break that down a little bit as the game goes on, but that man is in all NBL caliber form to start his NBL.
That voice you can hear is Pete Hooley. The other voice joining us in commentary tonight is Corey Homicide Williams. And Corey, you've been really impressed with Robert Frank's start to this season for Brisbane.
Yes, I have, especially the win in this building 5 days ago. A tough win. He hit the game-winning shot to seal the game. 21 points, 12 rebounds he had. I'm impressed with Rob Franks.
Brisbane winning it by 3 when they met on Sunday, as Corey said, in double overtime. Not too many teams come to Perth and come away with the result. Lamar Patterson's pass knocked away. Vic Law, such a superb start to his career as a Perth Wildcat. Up against his former team again this evening. And 29 points in the overtime game on Sunday. Cotton travels.
Good defense from Anthony Drimmick there. Bryce Cotton just probably should have let Majuk grab it. Would have gave it straight back to him, but I love the first play that Scott Morrison drew up. Bryce Cotton started last week's game against the Bullets 1 of 12, and that was great team defense from the Bullets, and he missed a couple of open ones. Then he did his thing down the stretch, came up with some big buckets himself. Nathan Sobey loves the challenge. It's good to see Anthony Drimmick pass his fitness test. Got hurt in the third quarter of that game. And there's an offensive foul on Terrell Harrison. So it's good to see Anthony Drimmick back out there, because I think everybody was holding their breath. Had off-season surgery on his foot. Didn't react well at all when he got injured. It's good to see him back out there.
Perth Wildcats coach Scott Morrison. 14th head coach in the proud history of this winning franchise. There's James Duncan, Brisbane Bullets coach. He's the first ever coach in the NBL to be involved in overtime games in his first 2 games as coach. First ever to do that.
Sure thing, Vic.
You couldn't possibly do it again.
I was going to ask you the same question. Could he make it 3?
Anything's possible.
The Bullets 1 win and 1 loss to start the season. They'll be at home for the first time on Sunday. Sobey forced into a tough look. The foul will be on Vic Law. So Pete, Luke Travers not starting tonight. Kevin White starting for Kyle Zunic. What would be the thinking there with Scott Morrison with having Luke Travers come off the bench?
Well, I think it is now. He's going to have something to think about when everybody is healthy. Talk about Mitch Norton will be their starting point guard. Bryce Cotton will be their Vic Law. But you've got Luke Travers. You've got Michael Frazier, who's in the lineup tonight. We're going to see him for the first time in this regular season. Robert Franks continues his hot form to start NBL22. But there's going to be a couple guys that come off the bench. I like the way Todd Blanchfield came back in, but I think he's obviously going to start now. Maybe that is something that Scott Morrison can tinker with. Michael Frazier's resume is incredible. So if he comes in, does what he's expected to do, does he knock Todd Blanchfield coming off the bench? There's going to be a lot to think about, but we just saw one of the deepest teams in the league in the Hawks show up. What they can do, Perth is as deep as the rest of them.
But there's, like you said, there's a lot of question marks. How does the rotation gonna work? How is he gonna do it?
Nice pass, Sobey for Drimmick.
And with all of those question marks, that's why I'm not sold.
Well, the thing is, the best part about it, one of those guys you don't have to worry about in Luke Travers. That's not a guy who's trying to have to average 10 to 15 points a game. He's going to do all the little intangible things, get on the glass, try and be a disruptive defender. And that's going to help Scott Morrison in that regard. Vic Law is a superstar. He's going to have plays like that How good has Vic Law been?
He's been fantastic.
He had 29 points in that double overtime game, and they gave him the game winner opportunity in regulation when there was an isolation play. 20 seconds left on the game clock. You've Bryce Cotton on your team. They still gave it to Vic Law to try and beat his old team.
There's Luke Travers starting on the bench this evening. Kevin White going coast to coast, rolls it home. That overtime, well, that double overtime game last Sunday, Vic Law had 15 points in overtime, set a new Wildcats franchise record for overtime points in a game.
That is the most dangerous player in this league. Dangerous.
He's guarding Rob
100%.
Franks this trip down the floor. Frank's falling away. He might not be too far behind him.
He is grooving. Loves the mismatch. He's a mismatch problem again. He can shoot the three. And he's big, strong body. He has an advantage physically over Vic in the paint.
What a matchup that is.
It's a great signing from the Bullets. You lose Vic Law. They wanted Vic Law back. Vic Law chose to go west. He's averaging a double-double, had 21 and 12 last week, had the eventual game winner. And this is what we talk about rotations a lot in the NBL, but this man has started the game on fire. Robert Frank, 7 points, hasn't missed, and you sit him down.
And you can hear the applause from Wildcats fans there. That's for Michael Frazier, who checks in for his first minutes of the NBL22 season. You spoke about his resume, Pete. Played 13 games with the Houston Rockets. There he is in the 2019-20 season. Most recently played Summer League with Phoenix. Scott Morrison has had a connection with Michael Frazier for a long time and is very keen to get him to the Wildcats. Zunic coming off the bench tonight. He's had a tough start shooting the ball from outside. 2 of 10 on the season coming into this one. Sobey drives and dishes, but cannons into Zunic at the other end and gives away an offensive foul.
Well, that's what Kyle Zunic is in the team for, defense first, and without Mitch Norton, he's just filling that role nicely. Just by the way, there's an elite uniform that the Wildcats are running around with in this game. And Michael Frazier, we haven't seen a lot of him because he was late to the party in terms of arriving to the Wildcats with quarantine and everything, and when he did step on the floor, had just got out of quarantine. It's only played about 9 minutes in the preseason game. Dan was due to play more but got injured. Now he's back out there in this one, trying to find his feet in the NBL.
Jason Kadee bringing the ball up the floor. 4 of 7 last week from the field against Perth. Sobey and Cotton. We talk about the matchups all over the floor in this one. How about those two going head-to-head? Vic Law soars high for rebound number 3.
Those are just 2 elite guards in the NBL, Sobey and Cotton. Gotta love that matchup at both ends.
Cotton behind the back for Law. We got past Harrison. Ball moving for the Wildcats. Frazier found Wagstaff, but he's been called for an offensive foul of his own.
It's a good take. That's right through the chest, and have another look at it. Frazier's got to shoot that ball, but Dang just gets in the way, and hopefully it looks like he might have banged the back of his head, whether it was on Tanner Krebs or the floor. Hopefully he's all right, just a little shaken up and be a little anxious to get out there. You're coming into the most successful organisation around and trying to find his feet pretty quickly.
Ding Ding posting up. Nice spin on Frazier. He's going to get himself to the free throw line.
Looks like he might have got away with a hook there. Dang, but that's the aggression. He's coming in to get him up. Good defensive play down one end, so he probably deserves to reward himself with a nice offensive touch.
His first season as a Brisbane Bullet. We welcome in Damien Martin to our coverage for the first time tonight, the ring collector from the Wildcats. Damo!
Good evening, fellas. What a great first game. Hopefully this one can live up to that first one of a doubleheader. You're talking about Michael Frazier. Frazier, when I asked Jesse Wagstaff and Mitch Norton what to expect tonight, both of them gave the same response, and they laughed and said, oh, he's going to be 100 miles an hour for the first few minutes at one end, and defensively he's going to be something special. So he's already copped one charge at one end. Let's see if he can get some stops at the other, but they are excited. They believe he can flat out shoot the ball as good as Bryce, as good as Todd Blanchfield, but he's a lockdown defender as well.
Well, Damo, he's got that resume, and everybody who has seen what he can do, he's going to hopefully step into that void. But how does Scott Morrison juggle? We talked about the starting lineup they've got now. Mitch Norton is a lock in that starting point guard role, but you've got Travers, Blanchfield, Frazier. How is Scott Morrison going to juggle that?
Yeah, it's about having clarity and some clear-cut roles with each of his players. So if you define the roles, they buy into a play as hard as they can for as long as they can. That means substitutions come easy because they will fatigue, go to the bench after having done their job. And their depth truly is their strength this year.
One of Perth's greatest ever players, Damian Martin, is the Defensive Player of the Year award named in his honour. And there's one of his good mates, Jesse Wagstaff, rolling to the basket. I didn't think he'd get up after last week. 35 years of age, played the most minutes that he's ever played in an NBL game. He looks as fresh as a daisy tonight.
I'm not sure. Every time I've seen Jesse Wagstaff start this season, are we sure we're in 2021? This man is putting the ball on the floor and attacking the hoop like he's a 20-year-old. It's looking like he could go for another few years.
Six-time NBL champion. Titles in 10, 14, 16, 17, 19 and 20. And now he steps in and takes a charge.
That's what he does do very well. And that way he read the spin from Robert Franks and took that one. You know, sometimes he tries to sell it a little bit, but just got in front, saw the spin coming, might have been on the scouting report. Well read from the veteran Jesse Wagstaff.
Get back to Damo.
Mentioning Jesse and how good he looks physically, I can tell you why he plays big minutes on game night. He saves his leg off the court. I have it on good authority that a few nights ago, his wife and 3 children were out looking at the Chrissy lights, walking around, and he was on the bike while they walked.
Ding, ding. Swats that shot away. And then told Jesse Wagstaff all about it as well.
Great rim protection. Read that. That play slides over and gets that block.
Now Frank's posting up on Zunic. Out for Tanner Krebs. Hasn't been able to get his 3-ball going so far this season. Only 33% from outside. Zunic off target. See Tom Digba into the game, Pete. We haven't seen a lot of the French next star so far.
And he was good. He was good in the preseason for James Duncan. I think he's just trying to find out where he can use him in a particular role to help the team. He's a freak athlete, and I like the way he goes about it when he plays with confidence. And just trying to find his role with plays like that. Going to help him get the trust of James Duncan to stay in the game.
Another offensive rebound for Brisbane. Second chance opportunities. Ding, ding. Couldn't get that one to go. Travers drags it in. Cotton on the move, steps back, vintage Bryce.
Well, credit Scott Morrison for drawing up the first play of the game to get him a backdoor layup. We spoke about his struggles to start the game last week. 1 of 12 and only had 5 points up until 3/4 time and then just exploded to nearly get the Wildcats over the line. Robert Franks.
This guy is a player. This guy is a serious, serious player. So is this man, first Bryce Cotton. That step back that's become such a characteristic of his. But Robert Franks, Corey, Brisbane made a lot of noise in the off-season and said, this man is going to be a star in this league, and everything we've seen so far looks fantastic.
I've spoken to James Duncan personally, and he raves about that man right there.
We're in 50. We're in 50. Dig it on the bounce. Let him stare around. If he's not bouncing, he's not a threat, okay? On the bounce, you dig and get back out. Make sure we're pulled in weak side. 50, any suspect switches, we're shrinking, we're digging, then we're flying around. We gotta have 5 guys blocking out down there, okay? Vic's here, hit Mike in the horns, set it, come off 2. Vic's rolling. Kevin's popping. Let's go.
Back to Robert Franks. What a signing that is for the Bullets. And this man out of Washington State University, had bounced around the G League for a bit, had 2 10-day contracts with the Orlando Magic, and that's, you're gonna have to get a second one. That's when you're getting closer and closer, and this man has been outstanding in the first 2 games of his NBL career, and that's exactly the piece they needed. When you lose a talent like Vic Law, who do you get to step into the void? He's doing it very well so far.
His numbers speak for themselves. He's top 10 in the NBL for points per game, number 1 for minutes played so far, number 3 for rebounds, and he's the best offensive rebounder in the competition after 2 rounds, averaging 5 a game.
He's already up to 10 points in the first. Loves every matchup.
Nice defensive work again there from Deng Deng, making life hard for Frazier.
It's that length and athleticism Deng Deng brings.
And Kadhi's pass intercepted by Travers. Read it well coming in. Inside the last minute of the opening quarter at RAC Arena. Long skip pass for Frazier. He pulls up short.
Scott Morrison yelling power. Had the mismatch of Vic Law on Jason Kadhi in the post. Well done, Lamar Patterson, just to quickly switch him out. Put the bigger body on him. And Nathan Sobey, Lamar Patterson, little 1-2 punch. They were outstanding last week. Nathan Sobey, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Lamar Patterson had 27 points, and he was huge with back-to-back threes in regulation.
Sobey's first points of the game, and they come at a good time as well. Travers couldn't get the open look that he was after. Still plenty of time available here for Brisbane. Down to 3 seconds. Patterson will have to get it away. Does, and banks it home. Silences the RAC Arena crowd, and the Brisbane Bullets look sharp. They'll take a lead into quarter time, 19-14. We'll just take a quick look to check that the shot got away in time, Corey.
Oh, that shot got away on time. That was tough. Kiss off the glass.
The Brisbane Bullets not satisfied with what they were able to do on Sunday. They have come to play tonight.
And we've got a warning on Brett.
Yes, no.
Oh, he's just yelling out. He's like, he's getting hacked.
Got it.
He's getting hacked. He's getting hacked.
Oh.
He's getting hacked. When was that?
I don't know if that will. Might be for saying it's just on the middle finger there.
It's still on his fingers
I think
there.
it was after the offensive foul.
Very close. Maybe it's inconclusive, but our strike rate with these is terrible, so I'll sit this one out. Thanks, Jack.
You got one in the last game. That's still...
It's off. It's close.
What? 1 point. It was his only field goal attempt for the game. For the first quarter, sorry. For Lamar Patterson.
In racing, that'd just about be a dead heat, that photo.
Might be.
All clear.
Fingertip close.
Points count. It's 19-14. Quarter time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Great to have you with us in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's quarter time. The Brisbane Bullets lead away from home, 19-14 over the Perth Wildcats. Robert Franks has put a flag in the ground already with 10 points in the opening quarter, and he leads the way for Brisbane.
Oh, he's outstanding. I'm going to keep harping on about it because he's great. And I want to throw something out here. For all the plus-minus lovers talking about how coaches, a lot of coaches do love the plus-minus. Vic Law in their last game, this is how misleading it can be. He had 29 points, made clutch plays, had the 15 points in overtime. He was the game worst, minus 21.
Really?
He sat 6 minutes on the bench when Perth outscored Brisbane 22-4 with Vic Law not on the floor. That is how misleading the plus-minus can be.
There you go. Well done by you, Hills.
Well, you know that wasn't me. That was the great stat man.
Research is not just a suburb. The early stages in the second quarter. Franks and Law, Sobey and Cotton, albeit Bryce not on the floor right now, but two of the prime matchups tonight. Sobey wins it back for Brisbane. And Drimmick loses possession for Brisbane.
It was good defense from the Wildcats. And if you're Lamar Patterson, I know he was trying to go for the lob to give it to Harrison. He's got to shoot that ball. As we said, he took one shot in that first quarter, played 6 minutes, and it was arguably with under a second to go. It was that touch and go whether it counted. He's got to stay in the mindset he had last weekend. 6 points in their first game. Then he had 27 and just made some clutch plays. And I know you, Corey, you're asking for that consistency from him.
I'm asking for that consistency from that whole team. But as you know, he plays such a big part in it. Great defense by White. That was an easy call to make.
He needs to stay in the mindset that he had in this game on Sunday, because when he's doing that, it takes pressure off Nathan Sobey to have to create everything. We talk about all the question marks with the Bullets. The main two I have is who is going to be their main playmaker in terms of the point guard. They can share it. These two, Sobey and Patterson, can really share it. Jason Key will come on and be that veteran leadership. And the other one is who is going to be their big guy besides Harrison. Good finish there, high over Terrell Harrison. You've got Shuang Lu, Big Lou, coming on. He's going to play sporadic minutes. Then Jack Salt, who we haven't seen much of. So really, they just go to small ball with Harrison off. Play Franks at the 5 and play from there.
Foul on Frazier. So, Pete, we were together for quite a few of the NBL Blitz games. Remember you saying at that stage that you weren't sure about Brisbane coming into the season?
I think everybody was in
and
that.
I was just about to say, you weren't on your own there. Now that it's only a small body of work, they've only played a couple of games, but are you any clearer on where they sit in the scheme of things?
I definitely like what the Bullets have. Those are the two major question marks I have. But again, if Lamar Patterson can stay in that attacking mindset, that playmaking mindset, there's another offensive foul on Harrison. This is where it will hurt James Duncan and the Bullets. When Harrison picks up a couple fouls, has to sit down, what does he do? Does he throw Big Lou out there to try and hold the fort down? He's doing that right now. If Perth try and exploit that, but so much, if Harrison's not on the floor, they just go small ball with Franks at the 5, even Lamar Patterson at the 4, which you can get away with against certain teams. But I'm trying to think of, wait till they play the Phoenix. You've got Joe Cheap. Wait till they play the Hawks. They've got Duop Reith. Can you play small ball for an extended period of time against those teams? I'm not so sure.
Blanchfield looks sharp. Disrupted pre-season with injury, but we saw from his 14 points on 5 of 9 shooting last week, Corey, that he's ready to go.
Good to see him back. He played such a key role last season, coming over, playing with the Wildcats, and it's just good to see him back healthy. He's going to be big for him, and he plays such an important role for them. Off and on the court.
Here he is in the corner. Not that time, though.
Michael Frazier, as we were talking before, he sat down with 3 fouls, and that's what Damo was talking about. He's got to find his feet in the NBL, and for new imports coming in, the first thing we talk about adjusting to the league in terms of physicality. Good strong move there. Lamar Patterson. It's adjusting to the way the game is officiated here in the NBL, and it takes a couple of games to do it. Joe Chi learned that way from the Phoenix in some of the preseason games. That's what the idea of getting the blitz underway is, so that people can all learn that. It's going to take him a little while. Nathan Sobey is down right now, and
he's in real discomfort at the halfway line. Franks takes the bump and scores. Robert Franks has 12 points and steps to the line for the extra.
Here's Nathan Sobey. It was just a little errant elbow, left elbow of Bryce Cotton into Nathan Sobey up around the pec and rib area. And straight away, you can see his face grimace, and then he went down. So whether he just got the sweet spot from the pointy end of Cotton's elbow, he's not in a great way. That's not a good look for Brisbane Bullets fans, right up there in the pec.
And Sobey's as tough as they come. So if he's looking for a sub after that hit.
Well, it's his right pec from what we're seeing physio work on there. So that's what's going to hurt him. That's the way he shoots. That's everything he does, all the plays that he makes. So this is a big worry for Brisbane.
Robert Franks up to 13. Nice left-hand take by, I believe that was Wagstaff. Yes, it was. And he's up to 7 points. Off to a good start in his first half.
Brisbane in possession. Here's this small ball lineup that you've been talking about. Trimmick drives, no foul call.
Well, this small ball lineup is now because Big Lou wasn't bad when he was out there. This is just James Duncan adapting to what the Wildcats are thrown out, with Jesse Wagstaff playing the 5-man in that centre position. Can't have Big Lou out there. That's so that's that's his little go-to shot. It's a little floater, push shot, little shot put. I'm not sure what it is, but that's his go-to move.
They've scored the last 4 points, Perth, and James Duncan wants to have a talk about it.
Look at this right here. Gets there and looks like he's going for a little jump shot and then just has the little push floater on it. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it is, he's done it for his whole career, and I think it's money.
Here's James Duncan, the coach of the Brisbane Bullets.
Just get the ball moving wide, mix, move it, play off. We can all, let's go 2 up here. All right, let's go 2 up here. Everybody knows? We good? Mid-on ball, all right? If there's nothing there on the mid-on ball, get it reversed to the second side. 2-man game, explore that. If there's nothing there, mid-corridor, just be patient, fellas. Make them defend. We good?
Got Travers, you got Wagstaff.
All right, look, there's a trap here, press break. If there's zone shown, chin. All right, here we go, 2 up here.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you can see Nathan Sobey wasn't in the huddle to start with. He is not in a good way. With that right, it looked like a pec injury. Puts his warm-up on straight away, and we'll wait for an update on that. But if he's out for the rest of this one, gives another chance. You've got Jason Kadee, you've got Tanner Krebs, you've got Anthony Drimmick. You've got a lot of pieces there. And you've got veterans in Kadee and Drimmick to step up and fill that gap, but cheapers, that is a massive hole to fill.
Just so happens to be averaging 21 points a game and 9 rebounds a game. Part of the All-NBL first team last season, Nathan Sobey. Maybe Patterson's the man to step up. That doesn't go. Harrison back in, pulls in the rebound.
Great
Lost
battle.
it. Wagstaff pitched it.
And a great battle inside. Undersized Wagstaff getting his hands on that ball, holding it tight.
Terrell Harrison has to be a little careful for Brisbane. There's 2 fouls. Michael Frazier sitting down for the Wildcats in his debut game. With 3 fouls to his name. I doubt whether we'll see him again in this first half. Cotton pulls up on Deng Deng. Out of play.
It's a good contest. Bryce Cotton's so quick. We talk a lot about when he's going hard with the ball in his right hand. A lot of times if he has it in the left, he'll pull up at will with each hand, but you'd rather him have that ball in his left hand.
5 of 23 last weekend against Brisbane. How will the officials see this? Deng Deng goes down.
Hey, let's have a discussion about it.
Off the ball. For sure.
I'd like to review that.
They're going to have a review at it. You can see. You can hear it. Sorry if he
on Sherville. I just want to see if it's worthy of an upgrade.
Yeah, we're looking for an upgrade. And oh, goodness me.
Oh, come on, Deng Deng. Come on, Deng Deng.
I mean, we've been wrong before, but Corey Sherville just trying to push him out the way. It didn't look like a whole lot in it. But this is what happens all unsportsmanlike. So they get reviewed, you can upgrade them, and if there is one called, you can downgrade it.
So we've got normal foul.
Definitely try to sell it.
Must have been a breeze that swept through RAC Arena at that time.
Well, maybe we'll find out from Damo. Maybe Corey Sherville has hit the weight room really hard in the off-season and we just don't understand.
Yeah, I'll just say that.
But I will say, Deng Deng, that was... he tried his best and he asked the question. So I think we've got Damo. Is Corey Sherville a bit more jacked this season?
Oh, he's deceptively strong, fellas. I don't see any acting going on out there. That is a yoked guy you're watching on your screen. Sold it well, sold it well.
Bullets lead by 1. Patterson got past Travers, into the lane. Guess who was there to take the charge?
So this is what Scott Morrison in a timeout, when they go back to that 2-3 zone, a lot of it is to kind of hide their defense in terms of now they've got Jesse Wagstaff at the 5, but he makes plays like that in the back of the zone. You watch this. He just has to worry about his little area. Perfect enough, plenty enough time to get in front of Lamar Patterson, take that one. He's got 2 charges in the first half.
You see Nathan Sobey there.
Lamar jumps that way, Jesse falls this way.
In real discomfort.
That's not good. That's not good.
And without sort of jumping to too many conclusions, neck injuries can often be long-term injuries as well.
What's the way he went down straight away? Well, as soon as he got hit, grimaced, and then when the play finished, went straight down. And there we go. We're going to get a coach's challenge. This will... That's what they're there for, if you believe. And honestly, it's the way you're probably going to have to use it in terms of if Sobey's out for the rest of this game, you've got to protect Lamar Patterson and make sure he doesn't get in foul trouble. So that's why you use them. And Liam Santamaria was saying last week that they looked at, he spoke to the coaches, and the idea was you're either trying to save points at crucial periods of time, or you're trying to protect your superstars if they get foul calls. And they might have a bit of a case. Lamar Patterson wanted to review straight away, as every player does when a call goes against them.
So we're looking at what the replay centre are looking at right now. Is he outside the circle?
Well, it's tough to see because Corey Sherville might have done well, he's out of there. He's out right there, bottom right-hand corner. See his heels aren't on the line. So if that's all they're looking at, this is probably going to be an unsuccessful challenge. And angle on the left, though, you see where he hits Jesse Wagstaff, and he's not directly straight. That's something that maybe they're having a second look at it now. Because if you're just looking strictly at the bottom right angle, you'd say that's going to be an offensive foul. He's outside of the charge circle, and here we go.
Okay, the challenge is unsuccessful. Foul's on 13. Offensive foul. They lose their challenge and their timeout.
Senior official Vaughan Mabry.
Mate.
And that's Lamar Patterson's second foul.
Hang on.
Without Sobey, he has to be that guy for them on the perimeter. He cannot afford to get in foul trouble.
I understand what James Duncan is saying right there to Vaughan Mabry. Vaughan Mabry explaining that, well, he thinks he was outside the charge circle, which he was, but he's saying they thought he took it through the chest. James Duncan says, I think he was through the side. As Top Lancefield just gets a nice, easy 2. I understand what James Duncan challenged that for.
Lancefield looking good, up to 7 points.
The Wildcats take the lead. Enjoying a nice 6-0 run in the middle of this second quarter. Tom Digba showing a bit of aggression. He's got to get himself on the line.
That's a good take, and that's what you have to do to get yourself going, attack the basket.
When you are a next star coming in, and we've seen it over the course of the past few seasons, different guys, you get shorter leashes compared to other players, and everybody thinking about Hugo Besson for the Breakers. Well, he's an import. I know he is technically in that next star category, but maybe this is what Tom Digba needs is, I know Nathan Sobey's hurt, but now he's going to have a little bit longer of a leash to be able to come out and produce a little bit more and show both James Duncan and the NBL what he's made of, because he's an exciting talent.
Currently ranked inside ESPN's top 100 forecast for the next NBA draft in 2022. The crop of next stars we've got in this NBL22 season, Corey, are just simply incredible. Deng Deng lost it. And Cotton to the other end of the floor. Lays it up with the left hand.
Great take. Sort of seam in the defense, attacked and got to that left side of the basket. Finished it. Drop that inside. They're going to have to double that.
Sherville fouls Robert Franks. So he's got 3 free throws coming. Let's get to Damian Martin courtside.
For a long time, the Wildcats' best offenses have come off the back of good stops defensively. And credit Jesse Wagstaff, he's drawn 2 charges, just got a steal there. He's been fantastic. In regards to Nathan Sobey, I've not left the Brisbane bench since he subbed himself out, and he hasn't let go of that right pec since subbing out. He's put on his warm-up jersey again. He's staying engaged in the game. He's encouraging his teammates, but he still looks like he's in a world of pain. I'm trying to find out more, but they're not giving me too much right now.
From all the replay angles we just saw, it just looks like an extremely unlucky when he was leaning back with his right arm, the way Bryce Cotton was going, getting Bryce Cotton's elbow at the timing of when he was stretched in the pec. That's just, it looks like a really unfortunate timing, if anything, for Nathan Sobey, but him still holding on the bench, that is a big-time worry.
It's going to have to be a big night for Robert Franks. It's been a big first half so far.
15 points in 14 minutes on 5 of 7 shooting. Can't ask for much more than that.
Sherville with his feet set. Off the back of the iron. Rebound, Tom Digba. 2 minutes in round 1. Round 2. 7 minutes in round 1. Off to Franks.
Keep giving him the ball.
I mean, they're going to have to, aren't they? He knows this right now is, especially with Sobey out, he's going to get even more of an opportunity than he already has, but he can fill it up from everywhere. Plays the 5 when they go small ball. Can play anywhere else on the floor because he can do this. He is currently in the center position playing the 5-man, and they put the ball in his hands. Jason Kadee, the point guard, sets a screen for him. He rises up over the defender, knocks down a 3. This dude is legit.
He does not want to drive the ball. He's going to drive, he's going to back down or spin. We swarm, we're good in the gaps. Okay. Push, push. You're slipping, LT. Okay. Look to rip. Jesse dive. Space, space. Let's go. Keep it or hit him. It doesn't matter.
One thing we've noticed, Pete, from going inside Scott Morrison timeouts in the first 3 rounds now, it keeps it pretty simple. The messaging, it's not overly complicated. Stick to the plan and then one simple play drawn up.
I think it's just him. You know, he came late to the Wildcats in terms of when he touched down. Had trouble getting into Australia, which we discussed in round 1, which you don't often hear for the name Scott Morrison. But it's more than you've got Bryce Cotton, you've got Wagstaff, you've got these guys who understand what's been built in terms of the success and what it takes. Bryce Cotton just puts the young fella on skates downhill, and I think he does a lot of it and puts the onus on them, saying, look, I'll set the framework, but I'll take a step back unless I absolutely have to intervene. But you're right, from what we have seen, does most of his talking to the referees, just saying, guys, help me out here.
Tough lesson for the next star that time. Three-time MVP. On the free throw line. Missed the back end of last season with a really savage caught quad that ended up in a hematoma. Wildcats made it to the grand final series, but just never quite the same outfit without Bryce Cotton. He looks fit, firing, and hungry. NBL22.
Oh my goodness!
Took it to the rack and stuffed it.
You asked for it, Julio. What he can do. Oh my goodness.
That came out of nowhere. Travers at the other end. had his shot rejected by Deng Deng.
Deng Deng protecting the rim. Great rim protection.
And then Franks had the seal on White at the other end.
Well, we're all here just asking for some sort of whistle so we can see that play again from Tom Digber.
20 points with 2 minutes left in this half. Impressive first half.
Nice cut, Blanchfield. And scores under some duress.
Robert Franks last game had 21. In the game, it went double overtime. He has that with 2 minutes left in his first half.
He's going to have a big night tonight. As we approach halftime. Bullets lead by 3. Digber's pass chopped off partially by Kevin White. And then Cotton swooped. Now he wants a piece of Robert Franks. Dumps it back out for White. Step back 3. Rattles out. Offensive rebound, Jesse Wagstaff.
He's everywhere, getting stops on defense, putting his body on the line, getting those offensive fouls.
These are some big first half minutes from the veteran. Strimick fires away.
Some offensive rebounds. Good kick, and now it's only right.
It's been incredible for Jesse Wagstaff all season, to be honest, just doing a bit of everything. Good push from Luke Travers. Knew exactly where his captain was. Steps in and knocks down a 3-ball. And he's up to 12 first half points, Jesse Wagstaff. And we still have not had a whistle. We had to go back to that incredible dunk.
Franks had the seal on Cotton down low. They didn't use him. Kadee
Beautiful finish by
got down
Kadee.
low and scores.
Great effort by the Bullets in this first half.
Not sure we're getting that whistle, Pete. We'll take a look at it at halftime. Final possession of the first half with the Wildcats. Cotton isolates the next star, crosses him over, steps back. He's short, chases his own rebound. Couldn't score the second time around either. 36 each at halftime. There was nothing that separated them on Sunday, and there's nothing that separates them 5 days later.
Here we go, we finally get a look. Tom Digber says, give me all that. That is young legs. We saw a little bit of it. Similar dunk in the preseason against the Chack Jumpers.
That was so easy.
He's a freak athlete. Look how quickly he gets up. Slap on the wrist from Todd Blanchfield.
Get to Damian Martin.
I'm here with Robert Franks, 20 points already at halftime. How are you feeling out there?
I'm feeling great. You know, it's tied up. We've made mental mistakes on the defense end that we gotta figure out and fix for the last 20 minutes, but we're gonna go in and play hard for the last 20 and try to get us another one.
And what do you think of the message will be from your coach at halftime?
Just finish and more focus. You know, I think, you know, down the stretch, a little offensive rebounds here and there, a couple miscues, but he's going to continue to tell us to keep working hard and finish the last 20 minutes.
Thanks a lot, mate. Best luck in the second half. We are all tied up. Double overtime game last time these two teams met 5 days ago. Will it be as good second time round? All coming up in Perth after the break.
Thanks for being with us in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's half-time at RAC Arena. The Perth Wildcats and the Brisbane Bullets, fresh off their double overtime sensation last Sunday, have picked up from where they left off. It is 36 each at half-time, and there's been very little that separated these two at all in the first half.
I mean, it's just back and forth action. We're going to talk about it, break it all down. But Robert Franks has been a one-man wrecking ball for the Brisbane Bullets. He's got 20 points, doing absolutely everything, just can't miss out there. And he's going at Vic Law. Vic Law's only got the 2 points, played 10 minutes. Robert Franks just going at whoever's in front of him, but when it's Vic Law, he's almost like he's got a little bit of a message to prove, taking his spot at Brisbane. That big dunk from Tom Dinkler was nice. The Bullets are going to have to dig deep. They want to win in the jungle for 2 weeks in a row without probably their heart and soul in Nathan Sobey. We'll see how he comes back after this halftime break. They're going to have to dig deep. But look at that. Robert Franks, 20 points. Lamar Patterson, the next highest, with 4. Wagstaff's been terrific. And Bryce Cotton just doing what he does best.
Wagstaff definitely has been terrific. He's been the light. And along with Todd Blanchfield coming off the bench, as you said, Cotton with 9 points at half. Vic Law, with those 2 fouls, is a problem. He's 1 for 2. He's had his hands full on the defensive end. No Sobey. This is a problem. Obviously, he's holding his pack. He has his warm-up top on. He's done. We can see that. Patterson is going to have a big game in this second half. And that was what I was talking about all season. I know the season just started, but he's going to have to come up big and be consistent. And we need to see it this second half for them to get a win with no Sobey out.
Well, that's one of the big positives for Brisbane, I suppose, is Lamar Patterson's only got 4 points to half-time. The biggest positive of the lot, though, Damo, is Robert Franks. He has been superb, and it's not very often you see Perth defensively not have an answer for an opposition player.
You're exactly right. He has been incredible so far. This is his second game in a row where he's dominated the Wildcats. And they even went to small ball to try and spread the floor and see if they could guard him a different way. But instead, Robert Frank has had all the answers. The Bullets continue to dominate on the boards. They continue to get the ball to Robert Franks, and they're delivering. He has been phenomenal inside and out. And standing next to him when I interviewed him, he is a big body, he's strong, he's athletic, and he's putting it all out there tonight.
Want to see from the Wildcats defensively against him. They went to a 2-3 zone and he kind of had his way getting to the right spots there. What's the key to try and slow him down?
I think it gets to the point where you got to start the top blocking, denying the ball. A lot of his points come from isolation basketball, so it becomes hard to run and jump, go and send a double team at him. They've got to keep him off the boards as well. He's one of those guys that has a good read on the play. If you can keep him away from the ball, it makes it a lot easier to keep the boards away. But they're getting smashed on the rebound count and getting punished by a very impressive Robert Franks.
Now, Damon, we know you've seen a lot of players put on the Wildcats jersey, but who is number 24 currently this season? Because I've never seen Jesse Wagstaff in the last 5 years put the ball on the floor this consistently and blow by anyone.
He's a candidate for most improved player this year. His best basketball is yet to come. Look, he has been fantastic. If it wasn't for the Jesse Wagstaff show tonight, the Wildcats would be down 10 or 15. He's been great at both ends, and thankfully between he and Blanchfield, they've kept the Wildcats in it.
And he just looks fit, Damo, for a man who's 35 years of age. He looks in fantastic shape.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's a few guys I like to use as examples as the ultimate pro. They're elite in recovery. Jesse Wagstaff, Sean Redditch, Kevin Lish, the 3 of those are phenomenal, and there's a reason why Jesse continues to produce at the ripe old age of 35.
He's certainly doing that, and so are you. We'll check in with you to start the third quarter in just a few moments' time. And there is Jesse Wagstaff, who's put some good numbers on the board in the opening half. Corey, you mentioned Nathan Sobey and the fact that he's injured in this game. Let's just go back and take a look at an incident that, if you see here, looks pretty innocuous.
For me, we all know how tough Nathan Sobey is. And some injuries that are bad injuries, doesn't look like nothing happened to the player. So let's just hope that it isn't a torn pec muscle or something like that. Wish him the best, and hopefully we'll get more. Hopefully Damo will find out some info down there on the sidelines.
Well, as I said, just from those angles, it looks like one of those freak ones as he's trying to get in front of Bryce Cotton. When he's gone back like this, he's been hit by Bryce Cotton's elbow, the wrong time, wrong spot. And then you figure it out if he has to get a scan or something like that. You just hope it's nothing too bad because he is the heart and soul of the Brisbane Bullets. But that man's going to have to step up if Nathan Sobey's not coming back.
Oh, that man is going to have to step up, all right. We got 20 minutes to see what's what.
Biggest lead in the game has been 5 so far. Let's hope that that trend continues in the second. Scores are tied away at 36 each. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Welcome back to RAC Arena in Perth, where the teams cannot be separated. Double overtime last week, all tied up at halftime. Coach for the Brisbane Bullets, James Duncan, what are your thoughts so far?
Triple overtime, maybe? No. Yeah, both teams are competing. Both teams are getting on the ground, rebounding the ball. I think we're both really want to win this game. I think it's going to come down to execution, like who wants it more and who's able to just settle the troops.
And Robert Franks has been amazing, but Nathan Sobey is usually a go-to scorer. Will we see him out there in the second half?
Yeah, he got a little bit of a niggle, but I'm sure he's going to be back in the second half. But collectively, we just have to be better. We're not just relying on Robo. We're just not relying on Sobes. Like, there's a couple of situations where our other guys had some open looks, and they need to take advantage of that.
A great first 20 minutes. Let's hope the second half is just as good. Best of luck.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, mate.
James Duncan's called double overtime again. Surely we couldn't have two in a night.
Well, they called triple overtime.
Sorry, did
but
too.
There you go. Nathan Sobey's out there, top of your screen with Kevin White. And saw him shooting around in warm-ups. He was grimacing after every shot. So maybe they're just throwing him out there to see how he plays, put a bit of heat into it. There's a good start from Lamar Patterson. Must have heard you at halftime, Corey.
That's right. He has to step up and have a big second half in order for them to get a win. What's the last team that got 2 consecutive wins in RAC Arena?
Statman Mark Slogan will be all over that.
Has there ever been?
It's not done often. Majuk backs all the way in on Terrell Harrison and has his first points of the game.
Been quiet too, Majuk after really strong First 3 games coming back from that injury.
Only 1 rebound to go with that first bucket too. Patterson, ultra aggressive to start the second.
It's a tough finish. To get in there, take the contact a couple of times and looked out of control. Really good finish. You see they're keeping Nathan Sobey off the ball. Just keeping him in the corner. It'll be interesting to see what happens when he does get the ball in his hands. He's not even looking to bring the ball up. He's taking off straight away, sitting himself in the corner.
Is it sustainable, Pete? Essentially 4 men out there.
Well, a lot of it is going to see what happens when he gets the ball. When we saw him warm up, and he was grimacing after every shot attempt. It's that right pec, whatever it is. So that's his shooting, that's his passing, that's his strong dribbling hand. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Kevin White. Kevin White got one of those the other way in the first half, and there's Anthony Drummond just saying, I'm just returning the favour.
Hey, no, I mean,
Here is Nathan Sobey.
If he hits it, I don't think he's trying to do it too fast.
All eyes will be on him to start this third quarter. He's certainly not 100%, we know that, but we'll get a pretty good idea from his first jump shot or first time he puts the ball on the floor. We'll work out just how healthy that pec is. Everything playing through Lamar Patterson. Offensive foul on Drimmick.
Well, this last 30 seconds, Drimmick and Kevin White can keep that for themselves, and oh, goodness me.
Come on.
I mean, you just ran right through them. That's their 12th turnover. Plays like that, you can't have.
They're second last in the competition for turnovers a game, Brisbane. It's been a factor for them. They average 15 a game. That's number 12, Law. Drives and dunks.
It's better from Vic Law. Very quiet. You know, he had the 2 fouls in the first half, but only had the 2 points. And this is a man leading the league in scoring as we speak. Just under 27 a game. We could get him a bit more involved.
There you got it, about a metre, just trying to keep it.
Don't worry about that. He'll get himself involved.
There it is. Just the
Terrell Harrison just too big.
That's the awareness, isn't it? You see Terrell Harrison in front of you, put the ball on the floor, don't settle, make a quick move, get past the big fella, and then everything will open up.
It's Patterson. Got rid of his defender. Drives all the way in. Wanted a foul. No call coming from the official. Cotton, a bullet cross court. It's out of play. It'll be a Wildcats ball. Majuk averaging 11 rebounds a game so far in this NBL22 season. Number 4 in the competition.
That's done.
In that stat.
He's done a fantastic job since returning back on court this season. Doing what he does best, rebound the ball.
Blanchfield looks a little slow to get up and then had a teammate fall on top of him. That's one to watch for Perth. Franks at the other end drains the 3-ball.
Robert Franks.
Find the hot hand.
There we go. Here's the little. There's a warning thrown out there. Let's have a look at. Oh, there we go. And it's unfortunate. Blanchfield, and he's really hurt himself there. So that's not a good look. We talk about Todd Blanchfield coming back from injury last week. Went down first before he got cleaned up by Bryce Cotton accidentally. And that's not a good look at all. Because he's looked good tonight and he was excellent in his first game back. We'll get another look at that next break because, well, here we go. So look at Todd Blanchfield, he's the one. There should have been a foul there on Drimmick.
Let's watch the landing.
So it's not a lot in that, and then just to add to his pain, Bryce Cotton cleans him up and
Twisted there.
Something lower body landing awkwardly, and talking about as you said, coming back off that injury, he re-aggravated something there, and it's not good at all. Let's hope that there's nothing serious and wish him all the best because he has looked good.
Michael Fraser well short on that 3. Sobey's pass intercepted. Law got his hand in the passing lane. Cotton lays it
That's not good either. Bryce Cotton is down in some serious pain. This is a bad 30 seconds for Wildcats.
And has stayed down.
Well, he's back up now, running in.
And has been called for a technical foul. He didn't get the call that he was after at one end.
He's just landed right on that hip, right there, hamstring hip, where we talk about that emergency surgery he had to have last year. He's getting a technical foul for his troubles, and Terrell Harrison, he was walled up, but he just moved into Bryce Cotton when he was in the air. He's still running around. Bryce Cotton having a few words to say.
Importantly for the Wildcats, though, he looks to be okay with that hamstring.
Well, it's hamstring slash hip. You hold your breath, don't you, because of what happened last season. Look at him and Nathan Sobey shooting the free throw, so that's a good sign for your Bullets fan. That stroke looked nice.
And they can run it.
When was the last time Bryce Cotton got a tech cussing a ref out?
Well, I'm not. He was right next to Scott Morrison, who was having some words to say, so maybe we'll get some clarification on exactly who got it. But he wasn't happy at all, was he? He was in the air, and Terrell Harrison, yes, he was straight up. So there we go, confirmation is it was on Bryce Cotton. We don't often see that at all. You're right, Corey. He's normally very well reserved. If he is getting up and about and having a few words to say, it's normally when you were courtside commentating and he had a few words to say to you.
Robert Frank sits down for a well-earned rest. Top of the key. Vic Law comes up with the answer.
It's only a matter of time. He turns it back up.
Wildcats lead by 3 at RAC Arena. Now Patterson trying to get busy on him.
Hit him in the head.
See Vic Law
2-0. Hit in the head.
not happy about it.
Up. Hey. Shoot it every time.
Lamar Patterson and Vic Law going at it.
That is a matchup I like. That's what I'm here for.
Keep your eyes on this one. Patterson wanted the ball, had it handed off to him. He looks into the corner. Has Tanner Krebs. Couldn't finish with the left hand.
That's going up.
Now Patterson backing in on Law, who stood his ground, falls away. That doesn't go, and Vic Law tells him about it.
Well, Vic Law last night in the double overtime game, every time he hit a shot, as Bryce Cotton is moving better, that's what that'll make the Red Army happy. Vic Law would wave to the Bullets, say hello, fellas. And now he's having a few words to say to Lamar Patterson. We want to see him. We want to see the last 15 minutes, let these two stars go at it.
Wildcats starting to build a bit of momentum. They've scored the last 5 points, and Bryce Cotton having a big say in this third quarter, Corey.
Listen, we've never seen Cotton get pissed off and get straight in the ref face, curse him out, get a tech. I expect a big
By the way,
second
when we
half.
take bad shots, they're coming down.
James Duncan not too pleased with what's going on, standing up, so we can't listen into this one.
There you go. That's the ultimate telltale sign. Get out of that huddle. If I'm standing up talking, the coach not happy with it. There's no audio in it, so
Greg Vanderjack.
he's not happy with it.
Pretty certain we're still allowed to put a camera on.
Well, that division, there's no audio because you're standing up.
49-44. Tension starting to build at RAC Arena. And Bryce Cotton has now got himself up to 15 points on 6 of 12.
You gotta understand, he had to be upset and thought about what happened on Sunday and how he did not perform. First half, he was okay. But after that play right there, he did not like how he did not get the call, said something to the ref, and now he's gone to another level. Bryce Cotton is best when he's angry.
Which is not good news for the Brisbane Bullets.
And that Vic Law, Lamar Patterson matchup. Keep your eyes on that, people.
Bullets swing the ball around. Nice drive, Tanner Krebs.
We had a nice drive to play before, really nice. There were a couple of defenders, just missed it with the up and under in the left hand. That was much better. Oh my.
That's too easy.
It's a beautiful move from Bryce Cotton, and that's what Scott Morrison would have drawn up. And the way he's already starting to feel, starting to get going, you run a play that makes it look like you're trying to clear out for him to get an isolation or a three at the top. Quick jab step, go back door, get an easy two.
17 points now for the three-time MVP. Patterson wide open, got away from Vic Law. That was a good look, and he couldn't get to go down.
And that was a look right there he would have needed to hit because, oh, come on, coach, keep him in the game. It's just getting good with this matchup.
Patterson and Franks now sitting down. That's a lot of scoring power on the bench for Brisbane.
And Nathan Sobey. So this is a big couple minutes here where Perth going to run. We talk about when you're playing Perth in the jungle, good pass, good cut, good finish from Luke Travers. When you're playing Perth at Perth, how do you respond to their mini runs? They were exceptional in this last Sunday, the double overtime game. Perth went on numerous runs and they always bounced back hard. Who's going to be the one to try and tick the scoreboard over?
It's Tom Digba, the next star, who comes up with a big bucket.
Yeah, that's a tough bucket. As you said, you have to find ways to take the score box over with those three guns on the side.
Vic Law offensive rebound. And then out to Wagstaff up top. Tried to bank that one home. Law got it again, but this pass intercepted by Harrison. Krebs open in the corner. That's not drawing iron.
We didn't have to rush that one. You got a good finish by Digba play before. You come up with a stop after giving up an offensive rebound. Just get a nice offensive set, get a good look, because that hurts you.
Wagstaff
That hurts.
turns the clock back.
He was never missing two in a row, was he?
Oh, man. What a game he's putting together at both ends.
23. Red 23.
An outstanding season, Jesse Wagstaff.
Look at the cut from Luke Travers. It was exceptional. A little bit going in.
Back up. Can you take it, please?
Tanner Krebs, good ball. Deng Deng's down.
It's okay. You go. Hey, it's like that. Go to the bench, please. Go to the bench. Go to the bench. Go to the bench.
Check the film.
It's been tense all night. It was tense all of last weekend.
They're talking about a potential headbutt here.
Can you take him away for me, please?
So here we go. We'll have a look at it. Deng Deng gets up. Vic Law having some words to say, and oh no.
Yes.
And oh my. Tanner Krebs comes in to fly the flag. But you can't do that. No, I know he sold it.
That's embarrassing. I know you can't do that, Pete, to the letter of the law, but that is embarrassing.
I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, Vic Law still, you can't do that, and Deng Deng, you can't do that.
I am going to find a trophy store. And I'm going to mimic an Oscar.
Yeah.
That Oscar, I'm going to personally deliver it to Deng Deng.
Well, that's Deng Deng realizing, holy moly, Vic Law is just giving me a little head tap. I'm going down.
Nothing on the floor at this stage other than the foul on
wow. Oh my. The Red Army's seen it.
And stayed down as well. I mean, come on, Deng.
Deng Deng, you too tall for that, man. Come on, man.
Oh, look at that. Oh, come on, Deng.
Oh, no. Well, this game was heating up. Vic Law and his old teammates having a few words. Lamar Patterson going back and forth. And who would have thought that it would come to a play like that?
Damon Lowry on the crossover is going to have a field day with that. Oh,
man.
My, 7:30 tomorrow night. Damon, we've just set the table for you.
No, Travers it is, Travers. Yep. And that means it's two shots at this point.
We're just taking the opportunity to check all this out.
Well, as we said, look, you can't do any sort of movement forward with your head, but
it gets funnier every time you watch it.
This is
No matter what the
outstanding.
outcome, neither team's going to be happy with it.
Please, please. No more replays.
Deng was Deng is 27. Still waiting.
56-48.
Yep. And we're going to double technical on Deng and Wall. Is that correct? Confirmed, please.
This is not English Premier League vibes. That is.
So we've got a double technical on Wall and Deng.
We're starting to sort this all out. Work out who's who.
So we've got I'll signal this, but we've got a double technical on War and Deng. So it's 1 red and 27 yellow. And then we've got the foul on Travers. And we're shooting 2 with Deng, right? So I'll just... Go on. Turn around. The first foul's 23 red. Push. We've got a technical. 27. Technical. 1, 2 shots.
So let's break it down. The first foul was on Travers, and then Vic Law is going to get a technical for what he did. As you said, it's just silly to do. You don't lead anything with your head, no matter if you're just trying to have a few things to say. And then Deng Deng might have got a technical and a trophy. We're unsure.
Oh, I'm getting that trophy.
There might be something in that because
don't worry about that.
We've had highlights galore. We'll go low light. I'm not sure what that was.
Take that into account next time you play.
Just to make sense of all this madness, the two texts cancel each other out, and this is the original foul on Travers. Deng Deng on the line to the boos of RAC Arena. Oh, they're going to love that.
Oh no!
Oh, is he going to feed the state?
No, this could be one of the toughest minutes anyone's ever faced in the jungle.
He survives just. There's some hungry Perth basketball fans.
Well, he should probably give them all burgers anyway himself after that. That is going to be spoken about for some time. And now we get back to the game.
And Cotton gets back to doing what he does best. Not that time, no. The break in play may not have been the worst thing for Brisbane out of all of that, because Perth was starting to build a lead in a game like this where little separated them. Any lead is a good lead. Trimick off target. He's 1 of 5 on the night. And Fraser in the corner. Still searching for his first points. Offensive rebound, Travers. And there's Vic Law, who got away from everyone and scores from underneath the cup. Let's get to Damian Martin.
Oh, look, I tried defending Deng on that first one with Sherville. That one, I'm not sure what to say. Unfortunately, that one's something a little bit more serious. Todd Blanchard has come back from the locker room, heavily iced up on the left knee, came out on crutches. He's sitting up the back there talking to a couple of his teammates in Matt Hodgson and Mitch Norton. Things do not look good for a guy that's just returned from a serious injury. Has been great in games 1 and 2 in his return matches, but I don't see him returning for a while with how he hobbled back out here.
It's really upsetting, isn't it? Thank you, Damo.
That's so incredibly cruel. And you could tell straight away it was really a non-contact injury from Todd Blanchard and just went down, and the way he reacted and went off, that's just devastating news. We wish him all the best.
Travis jacks up the 3. Still no Mitch Norton, still no Matt Hodgson in this Perth lineup. Robert Franks on the trail. He's been a little quiet in this third quarter. Did spend a fair bit of time sitting down, but he was the spark in the opening half. That's out of bounds with 1:30 to play before three-quarter time.
Personally, I would have never taken him out of the game. He was the main guy scoring. Sobey was injured. Even though Sobey started the third quarter, you haven't seen him offensively aggressive, which means there must be some sort of pain in that pec area where he's just out there being used as the decoy. Lamar Patterson is told you should have never taken him off that court.
Patterson surveys the floor. Wants to get him deep. And one opportunity coming up for Lamar Patterson.
Nice take and finish. Early in his third quarter, he had 2 takes going right and finished in traffic. This is the third one in this quarter. Mismatch, takes Majuk Deng off the dribble, catches the side of his body, nice body contact, and finish. Light flex. Oh my goodness. I hope you don't think I'm playing. I'm gonna find a trophy store tomorrow in Melbourne.
Understandably so.
Oh my goodness.
Robert Franks on the offensive glass, just pushing Vic Law aside. He is having himself a night, up to 25 points.
And that's my point. You can put him right back in the game, and what happens? He gets a bucket. When a guy's hot and rolling like that, you leave him in that game.
Got it back to 5, the difference, Brisbane. Law leans into Drimmick, draws a foul. He's not too happy with the call.
This game got a spicy ending coming up.
If you missed earlier tonight, a double overtime thriller at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Illawarra winning 97-96 over the New Zealand Breakers. Hawks remain undefeated in the Hungry Jacks NBL. New Zealand remain winless. Travis flying in for the offensive rebound, then out for Frazier. His first points as a Perth Wildcat.
It's got to feel good for Michael Frazier. Struggled 0-4 before that, just trying to get his first points on the board. Got a task of guarding that man with Lamar Patterson, who's starting to fill it up. Corey's starting to fill it up.
I like to see that. 10 points in this quarter. Up to 12, 6 of 13 from the field. He's gonna have to lift offensively. So far in this half, 10 points.
Travis in the corner, now gets it back up top. Hasn't been able to get his range going so far this season. Sobey can get it away, but can't score. A third quarter that had a little bit of everything, but the one thing we've certainly got is a game on our hands. 61-55 at three-quarter time. Don't go too far. The fourth quarter is coming up next in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Three-quarter time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Perth Wildcats leading 61-55. A third quarter that had injuries, that had that, and had that. What we do have is another close one between these two.
Well, we've got everything in the NBL so far to start this season.
What a season we're having.
But I tell you what, no one would hate if the rest of the season was just these two teams going at it. Let the throwdown series keep going. Let all those games just keep going, because there is just some intense matchups.
Chuan Xinglu on the floor to start the last quarter. Terrell Harrison dealing with a few foul issues. Tip-in is good from Majuk. The Bullets in their third game of the season, 1 win and 1 loss. Nice cut and score from Lamar Patterson. He looks as though he's taking on the responsibility, Corey.
Yes, he is. He's looking the goods. This is what I want to see. Consistency. 5 days ago, 27. I wasn't impressed with that. That win out west, I wasn't impressed with that. Win today and pull up with another 20-plus point performance. Then I'm impressed.
What's impressing me right now is that Nathan Sobey, we know he picked up that little injury to his pec, whatever that was, but he's not trying to do too much. It's not like he's playing the way we've come to know from Nathan Sobey, but he's just going out there playing with heart, probably more so on the defensive end, just trying to inspire his team to get across the line. You're not going to see him be taking every single shot. This is what he's trying to do right now, is just quieten down this man, Bryce Cotton, who's got 17 points for the night. That's what you want from your leader. This is incredible from Nathan Sobey.
Cotton got away from him that time. Bottom of the net.
I'll put my hand up for that. I'm sorry. Hyped him up as doing well on Bryce Cotton, and Bryce Cotton knocks down a 3.
It's not an easy thing to do, though. Neither's that from Lamar Patterson.
This the Lamar Patterson we want to see. I want to see, and we're seeing it. 17 points. 8 of 15 from the field.
There you go. Basket interference, so it's going to count for interfering with the backboard, even though Vic Law put a lid on it. And you said it, Corey, you want to see it. So he's got 17 points
It's
right
on
now.
display right now.
So what does he? Is there a certain number?
Minutes.
Is there a certain number he has to hit for you to say that he's back, or what has he got to do?
Win the game and get 20 plus.
Okay, there we go.
Then I'm impressed with it. It's about consistency throughout the whole season. He'd be off to a great start with back-to-back wins in RAC Arena.
Wagstaff. Not that time. 2 of 5 across the night from outside. Sobey bringing the ball up the floor. Terrell Harrison left alone. Rebound, Robert Franks. Wow. Try stopping this guy.
They can't. Too big, too strong, too athletic. 27, 10 of 15 from the field.
Well,
that's a grown man.
He's not finished in this game, Corey, but he had 19 points, 11 rebounds round 1 against the Jack Jumpers. 21 and 12 in last week's overtime game. And tonight, he misses the extra. He's got 27 and 8.
Very impressive.
It's a serious pickup for the Bullets. Hats off to Sam McKinnon and their recruiting team, because they said from the start, as soon as they found Robert Franks, they said he's the perfect man for us.
Well, he's a superstar. He's got 8 rebounds, 4 of them on the offensive end to go with his 27 points, and just super efficient. Has done that in every game so far, and he is just a matchup nightmare. Put him at the 5, put him at the 4, put him on the wing. He's going to fill it up.
Addison off the pick and roll with Kadee. No good off the window. White pushes the ball. There'll be a block on Kadee. So, go to the defensive end of the floor for Perth. Corey, how are they treating Nathan Sobey? Do they still... Can they sit off Nathan Sobey now? Are they thinking that Nathan Sobey's not going to shoot the ball?
I think that's why it's a good look to have him on the court, because he's still a threat. You have to respect him. He hadn't taken a shot yet, but one shot at the end of the third quarter at the buzzer. But you still got to respect him. Nothing but nylon.
There's nothing Sawyer Harrison can do about that. You just get switched onto Bryce Cotton Island, and all you can do is contest and hope for the best.
He's up at 22.
It's one of the most beautiful sounds in Australian sport is Bryce Cotton finding the bottom of the net. There's Sobey. He's short. Frank's active. Jarred it loose, but Perth retained possession. Cotton's fouled. Harrison picks up another one. 3 free throws coming for the superstar as we get to Damien Martin.
Yeah, just a quick one on the matchups. Vic Law and Patterson, they are going at it up the court, down the court. It got to the point where I think Morrison wanted to sub Vic Law onto Franks, but Vic said, no, let me stay on out here. I'm going to do my thing on Patterson, to the extent that he's gone to the bench now. And like I said at the top of the coverage, one of the big reasons for bringing in Fraser was the defensive end. They're going to throw him on Franks in his first game for as a Perth Wildcat. He may be one of the most important parts to getting a win tonight. They have thrown him on Franks with 4 fouls.
Damo, we see Deng Deng coming to check in the bench. It doesn't take much for the Red Army to really love an opposition player. He's going to become a fan favourite, I reckon.
Oh, they're going to get loud. After he made that second free throw, he actually gave the shush gesture to the rest of the crowd. So the Red Army love things like that.
They do. And that's what's great about the league.
Let me explain what's going on this court. Vic Law and Lamar Patterson is talking so much trash. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Franks in the low block with the left hand. Doesn't get it to go. You've seen Law jostling for position on Deng Deng. There's an open man somewhere on the floor. It's Kevin White. They do the 1%ers so well, this Perth team. Shot clock down to 7 for Fraser. Going to work on Sobey. Last touch by Brisbane.
They dodged the bullet there because Kevin White, if he had a better catch of the ball in the corner, Jason Cadee left Bryce Cotton to attack the closeout of Kevin White. And if Kevin White had done a quick pass and caught it cleanly, Bryce Cotton had a wide open look. So they dodged that bullet. And we've got a timeout here. 6 minutes to go.
73. 62.
You want a timeout, is that correct? Yes?
Someone's taking a timeout. We're taking a break. The Wildcats lead here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. So Brisbane getting to that point now where they need to start to string together some consecutive possessions offensively, Corey.
They do, and the biggest thing is in this quarter, what we saw in the third quarter at least, carrying over in the fourth, Lamar Patterson taking over off the dribble, getting to the basket and finishing. But it wasn't on Vic Law. Vic Law now is taking the responsibility to get on him because he hadn't scored yet in this game when Vic Law is defending him. That's why the trash talking is happening at that level between Vic Law and Lamar.
It's been a fascinating matchup. It's been a fascinating game. It's been a fascinating 2 games between these 2 teams. So out of the timeout, the winner of our Kmart Fam Cam for tonight and a $50 Kmart gift card is Joe Kendall. This is Joe after coaching his daughter in her first ever game of basketball. Her love of basketball started when she was 4, after Joe took her to her first Perth Wildcats game. And the rest, as they say, is history. The Red Army have voted with their feet once again. There's a lot of uncertainty after this weekend when the next home game will be. That hasn't stopped them. They'll play the Jack Jumpers on Sunday and then hit the road for what looks to be an extended period of time. Sobey. Hands off to Franks. He's fouled over the back by Wagstaff. Nice offense, Brisbane.
Really good offense, side to side. Everyone getting a touch and making the defense have to work of the Wildcats, and then getting the ball in Robert Franks' hands. And why not? Because every time he's had it, good things have happened. 27 points, and here it is. Little dump-off pass from Nathan Sobey. Jesse Wagstaff fouls Robert Franks, and he goes to the line tonight, which is probably the only, I guess you call it, blemish so far. He's 3 of 5. He's left a couple of points at the line. He's had a terrific night, and they are going to have a little look at this. Play on the ball. There's a bit extra in it.
The lead at the moment is 11, which is the biggest lead between these two teams in 84 minutes that they've played. So last weekend and tonight shows just how close these two games have been.
So I thought this in real time might get looked at just in terms of, is there a sufficient play on the ball from Wagstaff? And he's definitely trying to contest it there.
There was no play on the ball. Tried, but... Nah, there was no play right there on the ball.
Normal foul.
There you go. Apparently there was. And that's, as I said, he jumps originally, and then when he has to turn from Robert Franks, that's why they looked at it, just to see his left arm coming across the shoulder of Robert Franks. That's what they looked at, trying to make sure that wasn't anything, bit of extracurricular. And all good there. Go to the line.
Get it in. Yeah.
Scott Morrison, Wildcats coach, in his first season in charge. Who are some of the faces we've got behind there, Corey? Is that Mel Gibson that I could see?
Where?
Mel Gibson was there. There's Will Smith. Bryce is on the right. There's Mel.
Yeah, there he is. Bryce is substantially larger than everybody else's, understandably so.
Famous faces. We had a few famous faces in the Illawarra game.
I'm pretty confident there's a Damien Martin one floating around.
Has to be, surely. The Prince of Perth has to be. Wagstaff drives, blocked by Deng Deng. Just don't tell the Perth crowd.
Well, he will. He's loving having a chat to the Red Army. Turnover here. Here goes Vic Law.
Numbers against him. He takes them on all the same. No call. Play continues. Travers misses from underneath. What just happened?
Luke Travers will want that one back. Slow that one down, get a nice finish. Here it is. Vic Law getting the steal. Going in amongst Franks and Kadee. That seems like a good no call. That's a good defense. JC Kadee did well to get out of the way or stand still enough. Vic Law had to get out of the way to avoid him, and then Robert Franks got his hands on the ball. So that's really good team defense to get back, and then they all got back to make sure that Luke Travers didn't finish.
Brisbane down 10 as we hit 5 minutes to play in regular time. Sobey, with a hand in the face from Travers, did enough. And look at Bryce Cotton run the floor unattended.
Little Ginger caught a flat tire, it looks like. Probably when he landed hard from that foul. Might have a bit of a stinger there.
Double figure lead once again for the home team. Franks has a ping. Luke Travers with rebound number 9. Had 13 of them in the round 1 game against Cairns.
Well, good double team. It's not part of the scout, it's just the opportunity double team. Vic Law catches it in the corner, you're close enough, go trap him. He ended up throwing it to the front row. It's good awareness from the Bullets, down 12 here. Almighty task to try and claw back into it in one of the toughest places to play in the country.
Saw Todd Blanchfield sitting at the back of the Perth bench. Unfortunately, the bad news story to come out of tonight. Only just returned from injury and looks to have picked up a knee injury this time around. Robert Franks puts his foot on the paint.
Timeout, Red.
And there is
Got a few balls there.
Todd Blanchfield. Still with no Mitch Norton and Matt Hodgson, who are both out injured.
That is just a devastating blow for Blanchard and the Wildcats. He was exceptional last year. He worked hard to come back from the injury in the off-season. Looked good in his game and a half, and that was just... didn't look good when he went down in a lot of pain, and I look forward to getting that man back, though. Besides Bryce Cotton, he's the heart and soul of the Wildcats. Mitch Norton, he's their leader with Jesse Wagstaff.
There's no other way to say it. Bryce Cotton's the best player in the competition. 27 points on 10 of 18. He's taking over when it matters most.
30 minutes of action on the court. Sidestep, three ball, bucket, left hand layup, right hand layup. We see it time and time again. Kills you in so many different ways. Puts pressure on defense, reverse layup, coming off the turnout three, mid-range, bucket. It's just Bryce doing Bryce things.
At the end.
Just not being able to find a way to stop him. He could do everything, Bryce, including shoot from full court to win $100,000. If you think you can do it at an NBL game this season, NBL.com.au/Latrobe, the NBL win page, and if you miss the first attempt, you'll go to halfway and shoot for $50,000.
Every basketball fan should sign up for this.
Finish Wagstaff.
Wagstaff is straight hooping out here.
They just had a timeout and drew up a play to isolate Jesse Wagstaff in the post and let him go one-on-one and dance around that like he was an import. He's having some sort of game. 17 points, 7 of 12 from the field, and a block to go with it.
Wagstaff just getting it done at both ends of the court tonight.
Had a new lease of life, perhaps. One thing he has had is an outstanding start to the season, the 35-year-old.
7 seconds.
Sobey off the inbound, had time to get his feet set. Injured Peck or not, that man can shoot the basketball.
And that was a big hit. Brisbane, they've been in a drought. Lamar Patterson has cooled off. Robert Franks has cooled off a bit.
Zunic kicks it out for Wagstaff.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what year it is. I don't know who that is. Damian Martin would be absolutely loving this.
19 points in 22 minutes.
It's past Sobey for Terrell Harrison, who hops into the paint and scores. Damian Martin, courtside. He's one of your very best friends on the planet, Jesse Wagstaff, but we can't recognise this man right now.
Look, I know I'm supposed to be impartial, but I've had to step away and go down the tunnel a little bit. I'm tearing up. I feel like an emotional, proud big brother right now. That's the best Euro step I've ever seen. I don't care about James Harden, Manu Ginobili, Jesse Wagstaff.
Well, he just looks so strong out there, and we said it best, how fit he looks. Just doing the work in the off-season. That's what a pro does, and being a veteran, is they come up with the steal here, the bullets.
Sobey thought about pulling up. Now does. That's missing by a long way. And it's out of bounds. And time started to become a factor for Brisbane in this one.
Well, it is. And that would have been huge to help him get back. Jesse Wagstaff taking the deep ones. Look at him, 19 points, 6 rebounds. He's only hit 2 threes, so the rest of them have just come from drive, putting the ball on the floor, getting past whoever's in front of him. Oh my goodness.
How about that crossover?
Oh my, that is... He just froze him. Absolutely froze him.
He's a remarkable man that can do remarkable things. Drimic for 3. Hasn't had his best night. The Wildcats are in a good spot now. 90 seconds remaining. Look at Jesse go. Not that time, no. Coach looked at him and said, "Are you done? Do you want a sub?" He said,
No,
"No,
I'm
no."
good. I got some more. Let me finish this one out, Coach. I'm feeling good. I got one more bucket left in me.
February 2018 against Adelaide was the last time that Jesse Wagstaff had 19 in a game. Brisbane were camped inside the paint. He's on tired legs.
Come out.
He's played a big role. So a timeout called. A minute 18 remaining. And Perth should be home now and should record their 4th win of the NBL22 season. Jesse Wagstaff.
He's been super impressive. They're running plays for him out of timeouts. This takes Robert Franks off the dribble, gets past Tom Digbert, Tyrell Harrison, taking charges on one end. He's got a couple steals, a block. He has been outstanding. Not every day you see Bryce Cotton put up 29, and we're talking a lot about Jesse Wagstaff, but he has been awesome tonight on both ends. Just, you know, he's going to be that veteran leader, but look at this. Plays like that. I mean, he's going to sleep well tonight. SodaStream shot chart. Normally, we just see a lot of green dots when he does put up these numbers around the three-point line. And those haven't been dump-off passes. Those green dots underneath have been all one-on-one moves from Jesse Wagstaff.
Big minutes, big contribution. Now he's done.
As Cotton has done as well. 29 points, 11 of 19.
He looked tired a bit and coming up with that little maybe niggle from when he landed on the ground. So might be Scott Morrison just saying, you know what, that'll do from you. And development player Ollie Hayes-Brown in, a fan favourite already.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I love it.
He's done some nice things in the limited minutes that we've seen him so far. Got a lot of hair.
There's Michael Frazier. That's going to feel good. And a couple of words to say to Lamar Patterson on the Brisbane Bullets bench. These two teams have gone at it. They've already got some nice rivalries to look forward to the rest of the season. Can we add this one?
For sure. And Travis for Sherville. Bullets, try as they might, are going to come up short tonight. Late bucket improves the score a fraction from Deng Deng, who I would say, if he isn't already, will be a GIF.
Well, he would already be.
That's hilarious.
Sherville driving, kicks it out for Travis. This would be nice to finish off. Bullets will take it up the other end for one last possession. Deng Deng couldn't help himself, got it away. It didn't finish the way they wanted in the original, but the sequel's got a much happier ending for the Perth Wildcats. 83-70. 13-point winners in front of a jam-packed RAC arena.
They had to do what they did. Lose that double overtime game, and there you go. Foot Locker player of the game, Jesse Wagstaff, 19-6-3. He's got 2 steals and a block. Well deserved. He'll sleep well tonight, but what a game from him.
And for Perth, Corey, they looked it in the face and they got the result that they were after. And it helps when you've got that man in your team as well, Bryce Cotton. That, unfortunately, though, is the bad news story of the night. Todd Blanchfield on crutches with what looks to be a pretty serious knee injury. We'll get an update from that from the Perth Wildcats in the next few days, from the Brisbane Bullets, I should say, in the next few days. But for the Wildcats, they came into tonight 3rd on the ladder, and they're going to be heavily entrenched inside the top 4.
back in 36 hours. Let's go. Catch up 3, 1, 2, 3, guys.
4-1 to start the NBL22 season. The Perth Wildcats, 13-point winners in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Perth Wildcats and the Brisbane Bullets went to war last Sunday. Tonight was no exception in Chapter 2 of this matchup. Perth winning 83-70 on their home floor, and they've set themselves up really nicely to start the season.
Well, they have, and this is what they had to do. They've kind of got bookended home games because of the WA border, so you have to make sure you can take care of business at home as strong as possible. They've still got another game at home left. And then go on the road, try and get as many as you can and just build momentum towards coming home to have another bookended home stretch to finish before finals. So they did what they had to do. Good bounce-back game, and this was a fun one. This had a bit of everything. There's some clutch plays. Robert Franks was outstanding. Lamar Patterson stepped up. Wagstaff was great. Bryce Cotton was great. And really, the only devastating thing is, as we said, was Todd Blanchard, and we really wish him all the best, as you see there on crutches. That's never a good sign for anyone.
Corey, Bryce Cotton, 29 points. Jesse Wagstaff, 19 points. They were the two stars of the night, but they got a nice spread across the floor.
Yeah, they did. It was good team effort. They did what they needed to do to get it done at both ends of the court. It was a tightly contested match, but overall the home team prevailed.
There's some of the shooting stats from across the night as well. Where have we got Perth in the scheme of things now? We're about to see the ladder, and that'll tell a pretty interesting story in itself. But where do you see Perth?
They're right up there. I mean, you talk about Vic Law, who was quiet tonight, but Bryce Cotton, you've got Michael Frazier will get his legs underneath him. You're eventually going to bring back Mitch Norton, Luke Travers. You've got all these different pieces. Todd Blanchfield hurts because we know what he did last season and what he's shown in the glimpses before getting hurt again today. So it's really devastating, but they're going to be around the mark up there, sitting in third place now. Expect them to stay around there and keep going, trying to get back into another grand final series.
You see what a win earlier tonight did for Illawarra. They're also undefeated. The other undefeated team in the competition, the South East Melbourne Phoenix, will take on Sydney tomorrow, the Cairns Taipans, and the Adelaide 36ers also coming your way as part of a big Saturday here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. But tonight, It's the Perth Wildcats who hit back in Chapter 2, winners 83-70 over the Brisbane Bullets. On behalf of Pete Hooley, Corey Homicide Williams, Damien Martin and all of our team, both in the venue and behind the scenes, thanks so much for being with us. We can't wait to see you again tomorrow afternoon for more action from round 3 in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Trade.